theatrically, but the first year video came out, it was the 12th adult release that came out. Number 1 was Deep Throat, number 2 is Devil Miss Jones, then you go down and it starts to deteriorate rapidly beyond the Green Door. But you only get to 12 and you get to Teenage Cruisers, and it was out for about 11 years on video in every shopping mall, every video store in the country. And the last 2 or 3 years, it started to get harder to find, but what do you expect? It's been 15 years since it came out. I mean, there are very few major studio features that are out.
We should go down to the $3 store in the corner and see if it's there.
You can probably find bootlegs readily there, anytime, day or night.
Good music.
What about the wrestling career? Why don't you ask about that?
What wrestling? Actually, I was about to get to that. Thank you. What about your wrestling career?
What about my wrestling career? Well, I'm the #1 wrestling manager in the world. I do that in my spare time, and you're supposed to at that point say, how come I've never heard of your wrestling career? And I say, because I don't have a lot of spare time. But I manage, among other people, right now I'm managing, you probably remember the incredible not late great, what am I saying? Here I go again. The incredible Dr. Jerry Graham is my main squeeze right now, the #1 wrestler in my stable of stars. He's out on the West Coast right now. And he was selling out Madison Square Garden in 1959. He's in better shape today than he was then. An absolute mountain of a man, Dr. Jerry Graham, and he's still wrestling, and I'm handling him. I also handle people, the heavyweight champion of Mexico right now, the Incredible Conan, is one of my wrestlers.
The Incredible Cone? Is this guy Jewish?
Conan.
Oh, Conan. I thought he said Cohen. I thought he was a Jewish guy wrestling.
Hey, you're confusing them with the wrestling rabbis.
Oh.
Yeah, you're confusing the wrestling rabbis, right. I also handle the Sister Slash, the Nun from Hell.
Oh, man. Bring her on next time you're around.
I also handle a whole series of Latin stars like El Regulario. When he's got to go, he's got to go.
Wait, El Regulario. Is he like Metamucil or something?
Well, he's a wrestler. He's got a handicap, but he took it to court and he fought it out. And he's got his attorney with him every night. He goes into the ring. Sometimes he raises the finger. He's got to make a couple visits to the back of the arena. But still, minute for minute, pound for pound, he's one of the best boys I have in the ring.
Why does a gimmick have just an outhouse in the corner of the ring?
Huh?
And he can just go in there and, like, at the end, if he wins, he can stick the guy's head in the hole in the outhouse.
Well, you got to understand, these guys go into different...
come on, you got to get a good angle for these wrestlers.
We don't use angles, and we use arenas that already exist, and we go into a different town, a different cowtown each and every night. We can't be carrying around outhouses and establish new sanitation legislation in every part of the country.
You could rent Porto-San every time you go to it.
He's talking about the WWF and their dopey tactics. This man goes out to satellite all over the world.
All over the world, that's right.
We're not talking about that cheesy WWF.
I also handle Hari Crusher, the Killer Krishna.
Wait.
I handle Backpack
Harry
Mac.
Krishna?
The first bona fide homeless wrestler, Backpack Mac. He's one of my great guys. And coming up later this year, you're not going to believe Skinhead O'Connor. She's from what country is she from? Australia or Ireland? One of those third world countries.
Okay, wait. Now, is any of this on this tape?
A lot of it's on there, yeah.
Okay, see? No, I'm just going to stop doing that. Next time you're here, you must bring a 3/4-inch tape, but of course you'll bring one here.
You're going to be here next Thursday.
I'll be here next Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday if you want, and I'll bring you.
Thursday? No, wait a minute. You're going to be playing Thursday. I don't think you're going to have time to come down to the Vole show.
Okay, how about Tuesday night after we finish the big show?
Well, we're not doing a show, but we'll do it anyway if we were.
If you guys had a budget or something, you can come down and film something.
You can come over and do a remote hookup.
This show's way too
I won't bring up Shemale O'Shaughnessy if they don't even want to hear about Skinhead O'Connor.
You're going to be there, right?
Yeah.
Skinhead O'Connor going to be there.
She's one of the female wrestlers I'm going to be bringing out later this year.
Maybe
she's absolutely devastating. She's very socially conscious. She's very relevant. She comes down into the ring and she demands that they play the national anthem, and then she strips down to it. And she's really something.
What does she do after that?
Does she know all the words?
She's one of the top wrestlers. Well, I won't go on if you're going to start.
Does she go? That's okay.
What about
Shemale O'Shaughnessy, a tough Irish cop type of gal? She's going to be coming out later this year too. But I don't want to spoil too much for you. We're going to be having Manhattan Heavyweight Wrestling here for the first time later this summer, and that's really going to be something.
That's going to be something. We got to know when.
Are you producing any new movies coming up?
Well, I've got a bunch of stuff debuting. I've got premieres coming in next week.
I know. Sleazemania. I'm talking.
Sleazemania, the movie, Hell American Style.
Oh, Hell American.
I've got about 6 new Sleazemania videos coming out. Sleazemania on Parade. I've got Sleazemania: The Next Generation, which is a great look at a whole new crop of young, good-looking kids that are carrying the Sleazemania tradition into the next century. Okay. And you're really going to like that. It's really something else.
Shall we actually try these people again on the phones?
Yeah, let's
we're about.
Like you guys. Come on, pick up the phone.
I don't know how many people these show up on the show. Look at all these people behind me.
Which camera am I playing?
Hello, not the one that's facing away from you, okay? Hello?
Tell Jesus Christ on the right to shut the fuck up, man.
Jesus Christ on the right.
And the guy in the back with the Brooklyn shirt, I'll fuck you up, man. I'm waiting outside for you. I'll fuck you.
Fuck you. Get rid of this guy.
Well, at least we know we got a ride home.
Hello? Well, obviously we've inspired the higher intellects out there. Hello? Yes. Are you a higher intellect?
Yeah, well, yeah, I should say I would think so. I hope so.
We'll let you know.
The guy that called before,
An indecisive higher
he
intellect.
said there was some kind of static. There was some kind of like voice. I thought it was only my TV, but
now we got a clear
it's gone away
reception
now. This guy on the right, he really manages? You really manage wrestling, or is that just a joke? You just
nothing I do is a joke. I'm the #1 manager of Mayhem in the world today.
You manage the Mayan mummy.
What federation?
The Aztec mummy.
Some of the wrestlers I
Aztec
manage
mummy,
may sound a little bit avant-garde, but I do wrestle all the people I just mentioned. Dr. Jerry Graham, the Incredible Conan, who's the heavyweight champion of Mexico.
But what federation? Where is this?
I'm with the Hollywood Heavyweight Wrestling Federation. I'm with the AIWA. I'm with a lot of regional groups. I avoid the major groups like the plague. I stick with the old regional type of wrestling, mostly located on the West Coast. I've been with 5 different groups in the last few years.
So you're saying if you were contacted, let's say, by the WWF, you wouldn't go to them?
I would talk to them, but that remains to be seen. I'd probably let my attorneys handle it. But basically, I like to stick with the old-fashioned. I like to deal with rings that are still surrounded by dirt, both in the audience and on the ground.
These guys have a budget. We can show you some actual footage with Dr. Jerry Graham.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. If you come back, if you
we'll
want to
we'll show you footage next week.
I'll tell you what. If you come down to the convention in Hackensack this weekend, I'll show you part of this video. You can see me with Dr. Jerry Graham and a lot of the other people I've handled.
All right, and what's the guy behind the bottle? What's your name? I watched the show all the time.
Fuck him.
No, you don't.
You've been quiet all day.
The bottle's been behind him a few times.
I'm mesmerized. I mean, the guy's a legend. I'm listening.
The legendary Johnny Legend.
Nothing to say.
There we go. Amazing. I would never think I would have actually met you.
I'll tell the last listener something else. He can go out to any video store in the country and find Rock and Roll Wrestling, which I appear on and produce and everything else. And also you can find a tape called Muscle Rock, in which you'll see me fulfilling a long-standing feud I had with Mondo Guerrero, who's a very famous wrestler who I had a run-in with a few years back.
Any records, Norton? Talk to you about making a record?
We're talking about it. I mean, I'm trying to keep up this recession-proof career, doing 15 different major things at once.
This guy's records are released all over Europe.
Yeah.
You're talking about his Brooklyn outfit.
I can tell you that Johnny Legend's Greatest Hits Volume None will be out in the next 60 days on Rollin' Rock, which is one of the most notorious. Yeah, it's one of the most notorious labels in the history of. And eventually, hopefully, I would like to put some stuff out on Norton. That's all I can say.
It looks like we've got like a minute and a half left.
And this man.
And I don't know what we should do. We should take the real quick phone calls and get "fuck you" about 4 or 5 times over.
Well, let me just say.
We haven't met our quota yet.
Yeah, that's right.
I got my thing to say here.
Well, I don't want to put any last-minute plugs when we've only got a minute left, so if anybody doesn't have any serious questions, I will be at Hackensack all weekend at this convention.
The people who watch this show don't know how to get this
Hackensack. I'll be at Under Acme Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday night.
They don't have cars. They don't understand trains or buses.
Taking on all comers and offsetting all bummers. So.
I think it's New Jersey Transit 163.
Oh, thank you. Okay, there we go.
And I just want to say, may all your dreams be multicolored and filled with explicit sexual intercourse. And I just also want to say, Johnny Legend has great socks. He changes during the set. He changes his
fresh
socks
clothing.
He's the guy that caught me changing socks in the middle of the set at the strip just a few months ago.
You must have been embarrassed.
It was an amazing set. Get ready to sweat when you hear the rockabilly rasp.
You can bet they will sweat when you do your pirouette without a net. So just remember, it's time to stand up and be counted, or sit back and be mounted. This is where the battle stops and the battle begins, and it's going to get bloody before it gets better. And until next time, good night, good luck, and good riddance.